Bishop was like,
oh hell, I'm going to jail.
y'all,
What's up, y'all?
Greenleaf, just the season finale, y'all. Whew, what are you doing here?
Ooh, what are you doing, her?
Oh God, let's go ahead and get it popping because it's late. See, Bishop goes to the jail to go see Uncle Mac, right? Uncle Mac starts right off the gate. You ain't gonna ask about how my shoulder's doing.
It's like, what?
What?
Your shoulders? Nothing about your shoulders?
I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was talking about the weight of the world on his shoulders.
I don't know.
Or whatever he's hiding, you know, from everybody else that he got on the Bishop on his shoulders.
Because Bishop don't
Didn't
give
get it.
two ucks about you right now.
He said, look, I need a character witness. Will you consider being a character witness of mine?
Bishop's like, hell no.
He said, you think I'm going to spit on my daughter to shine you up, nickel?
I said, God don't. I said, I'll tell you what, them old cats can come up with some sands candy, boy.
One-liners.
Yeah, one-liners.
Bishop was shocked, though.
Yeah, he was shocked. I was still that one.
I said, God, dog. He told Mac, go to hell.
Go to hell. You need to go to hell. Burn in hell.
So later on, we see that Uncle Mac was sitting there, and I'm guessing it's his attorney. They never really said, not that I remember.
Yeah.
And the attorney was like, well, if you don't have a good character witness, you need to go ahead and talk to Detective Salison.
Yeah. In other words, you need to go ahead. You need to rat the Bishop out if you want to get out this jail. That's what pretty much what she was telling them.
Basically. So we go back over to the church, right? And Gigi is in her office, and Noah comes running up in there. He was like, your granddaddy is here again.
He in the conference room.
Go see about this fool. Well, Gigi goes in there to see her granddaddy. And he said, look, you done put my boy in jail.
So now you got to take care of me.
I said,
where is that shmoney?
I said, Granddaddy Dick Gregory ain't playing with y'all. He said, I needs my paper.
So he got his game down. Pack and get that shmoney.
So then we see Gigi. She goes to his apartment, which looks like a boarding house. I don't know if any of you all are familiar with boarding houses, but it looks just like a boarding house, and you could tell. I mean, he's basically living in slum. Yeah. Bottles everywhere, medicine bottles, cigarettes, and Daddy gets sick, goes to the bathroom, and that's when Gigi realizes that Granddaddy is really
he's
sick.
Yeah, this one got real.
So later on in the episode, she went to Kevin and she asked Kevin, look, do you know any places where we can put Granddaddy so that he can continue to live and die because he's really sick? And Kevin was like, well, I'll check into some. You know, Kevin is like the Captain Save a Church.
Yeah. Cool
Anything that needs to be done.
Talk to Kevin.
Kevin is a Malone.
Yep.
Kevin is a Malone.
Not the thug version, but the church version.
He's the struggling version of the Malones. So we see Jacob and Pastor Skanks in the car, right? Because he said, I'm going to put you over a special project.
Yeah.
A special assignment.
He said, what, another church? He said, nah.
I'm going to put you over a CCC.
Yeah, it's not a church. It's a Christian community center.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, well, that sound good. You know, right up my alley. I'm pretty young or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. Why this fool drive him right on up to the property across from Calvary that Bishop had been fighting to get?
He said, you realize that we at Calvary, player?
He said, no, we ain't at Calvary.
No, we ain't at Calvary. Right there.
He said, we're going to build a $40 million complex.
$40 million. He said, what?
And he said, I want you to be the face of it. He said, you know what? Alexia dropped a dime on how your dad wanted it and needed it and was talking to the folks down at the mayor's office. But they gave it to me real good.
Yeah, gave me a good deal.
A song?
Yeah, to teach your father a lesson. Say, what?
I'll give you a song if you give me a piece of land.
So.
I give you two of them.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, I call Chris Breezy and ask him to write you one.
So.
Because I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said, this is a goddamn mess. Then we see Kevin. Kevin was sitting downstairs over at the plantation, and he has his cell phone out. And I said, Kevin.
Another dude, you ain't even backslid already, is your player?
I said, Kevin, we just got out the hospital.
Yeah.
Because your wife done went crazy on you for confessing that you had a struggle. And now you're looking
at... You back on the phone again? I thought you deleted that app, player. But
then come to find out,
yeah,
that I had it all wrong.
Yeah,
so I repent.
Yeah, we judged them.
I judged.
We judge not that you may not be judged. We sorry, Kevin, but we judged you, player.
It looked like the same thing to me.
Yeah, it looked like you was playing at the same pawn you was a few weeks ago.
Like we said in the review last night, where people lie so much you don't believe when they tell the truth. Mm-hmm. When Kevin been scrolling so much that when he's scrolling for good reasons, we don't believe.
Yeah, especially when we seen the dude on the freaking phone. So my bad. I repent.
Yeah. So he finally goes upstairs and tells Charity, because Charity is at the hospital by now. He brings her lunch, and he sits down and he talks to her, and he said, Charity, I'm not going to be able to do this alone. I'm really going to need a support system. I'm going to need some kind of help. And he gives her the phone. And I said, so you're going to give a pregnant woman that's in distress a telephone with a gay app on it? Yeah. That was the first thing I thought.
That's what I thought he was doing, yeah.
But no. Kevin was giving her the information to where he was looking at. Mm-hmm. And he was looking at this place called the Fortitude for Families. Yeah. And it was dealing with men that had struggles with, did he say sexual orientation?
He said with my same issue.
Okay.
Yeah, they help him with that. Yeah, because he said he had been doing some research. Yeah. I appreciate him doing some research, though. Yeah.
So she said, no, you are who you are. And he said, no. I'm going to need you to just read it. Please support me on this. And she said, I'll go ahead and I'll read up on it. But I got to put this plug in here, y'all. My discernment is too strong for my own good sometimes. And sometimes it leaves me sometimes feeling like, sometimes I'm just seeing stuff that I'm not seeing. But then
so your deciment is kicking in?
Yeah, my deciment.
Yeah.
My deciment says, how that player on that phone gonna help you when he need to be in the Fortitude for Families?
That's your deciment? He probably delivered.
If you're delivered, I should not see the residue of it on you. That's been always my motto. If you tell me that you are delivered from crack, I should not be able to look at you and say, crackhead.
We'll let you go ahead with your deciment.
Because you know I'm telling the truth.
I'll let you go ahead.
You know that's my area of expertise.
I'll let you go ahead with your deciment. But I appreciate Kevin, though, trying to get some type of freaking help.
Hey, don't make me. So, we over at Women's Day, right? And First Lady, I don't know if she had to pay some people to come, but she had a good little crowd.
Yeah.
It wasn't the crowd she wanted, but she had about 7,500 women up in there. Most of them was church, the church folk.
Yeah.
When
had their little church hats on, their corsets, and they... What's that thing you had to wear?
Corsets?
What's that thing you had to wear?
I don't know.
That thing that go on your... That thing
fascinator?
Yeah, freaking fascinators and freaking fantastic and all that crap on their head.
Goodbye, because you just... So she's
freaking
preaching...
punch bowl hats.
Oh, we gonna get through this review. It's late.
Freaking grass cutting hats.
So we're gonna talk about the virtuous woman. I said, First Lady, where you going with this? And I knew what she was getting ready to do.
Oh yeah. She was leading up to it. Yeah.
Long story short, I sounded like Tiki when I said that. Long story. Hey boo. So long story short, she gets up there and she's basically speaking. But she's auditioning for Deacon Sykes so that she could get the position to preach on Sundays during the summer because she don't want Gigi to do it.
Yep.
Which I give it to her. She was doing a good job, and she was talking about how
she was breaking the word down.
Basically how God didn't call us the weaker vessel and all of that. It was another word in Hebrew, and y'all know I'm good for breaking down a Hebrew. So she gets to a point in her message and her topic where she was driving it home, and she said, look, anytime that God wanted something miraculous to happen, he used a woman. And our church is at a crossroads. And I believe the footsteps of the next phase of this ministry is going to be in the footsteps of a woman. And everybody in there started clapping. They said,
but they were looking at Gigi.
First Lady said.
She said,
oh, Lord.
Oh, I said.
Gigi was like, Like Brown said, me?
Me? Who, me?
This is your granddaddy. I said, Gigi.
So, pretty much, she didn't want to preach a message that set Gigi up to preach. That was exactly what she did. And it worked.
Look, even the secretary that don't be listening to nobody that always got her headphones in, she was the first one on her feet.
Yep.
I said, homegirl said, I've been waiting for somebody to preach this whole freaking year. I said, oh, God. Well, we see Isabella leaving up the Virtuous Woman Conference.
Uh-huh.
The luncheon or whatever you want to call it. And she runs into Noah because Noah got some flowers out there for us. And look, I just needed to see you. And Isabella was looking great, y'all. That's how she should have looked.
Finally, yeah.
And I'm not saying she's ugly because she's not an ugly girl by any means. But that's how you were supposed to look when you went on that double date with freaking Gigi and Noah, trying to prove your love to him and trying to size up the competition. That's what you should have looked like when you went over there to that daggone barbecue place.
Exactly. But she came with redemption. She said, I got a key to a room. And
he said, come on
in the room.
I said, come on. With that old woman said, Jesus is my doctor.
No, she said, Noah is my doctor.
And he writes all my scriptions. I said, now Noah, if you put the same moves on Isabella that you put on Gigi, I'm going to freaking flip. And it started off where he did the exact same thing. It wasn't a wall, but it was a dresser.
It was a dresser with a mirror. So
he went down first for 2 seconds, just like he did with Gigi. And he lifted up on the goddamn dresser and pop, 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 pop.
And they cut it off. See, they didn't even give us a full scene like they did with him and Gigi. It was like 30 seconds.
So I guess now Isabella say, look, I got one up on you now. I was the last to hit it. You may have hit it first.
But I was the last. Said, cuz, what? Nah.
You ain't virtuous no more.
Yeah, I was getting ready to quote the scripture, but that was going to go against her.
Yeah, I don't know.
The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Well, we're going to move on for that.
Please.
Yeah.
Gigi is sitting outside on the porch, right? She reminiscing. She probably pissed off about what happened at this goddamn Virtuous Woman Conference. Bishop comes outside laughing. Bishop Lester Water laughing.
I heard what happened today. He had on his prison outfit. That's a jogging version.
he got every color jogging suit there.
Yeah, he do.
I said, Lord. And I said, well, first of all, when you start talking back to Gigi?
Yeah, because you had at the church, he didn't want nothing to do with her.
But so Gigi said, Mama sent you out here, didn't she?
He said, yup, she sure did.
He said, Lord have mercy. He said, look, Gigi. He said, you and I share the same gift. We have the gift of preaching. He said, honey, what I'm going to need you to do is really consider your calling.
Yeah.
You need to take up your cross and you need to walk with it.
Yeah.
And then he started getting his shaky fingers.
He showed her the Parkinson's.
And he said, I'm going to tell you something that only me and your mother know.
Yeah.
I got the Parkinson's.
I said, there go the manipulation.
And he said, I ain't going to be able to preach for so many more years.
So I need you to step up.
I need you to be in training.
Yeah. So he played on her emotions. That's what he did. He played on her emotions because she don't want to do it.
But Gigi did like everybody that got a call and do too.
Uh-huh.
You can call Jacob back.
Yeah, call Jacob. Get Jacob to do it.
He said, no, this is your cross to carry.
Yep.
And then he put it on a thick. This may even end the feud between you and your mama.
Yeah, this might even bridge the gap.
How? How, Sway?
How, Sway? Yeah, when her mama don't even want her to freaking do it.
We still don't know what her issue is.
Yeah, I still don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she play hating on her. I have no idea.
So Gigi goes over there to see Aunt Mavis at the bar.
She go for round 2.
I said, you went back.
You going back? She kicked you out.
You ain't got to kick me out but once. Mm-hmm. So she tells her, said, look, your father is dying. Maybe so. That's why that bastard calling me. I said, oh, you get that too? So, she said, it is what it is. You need to go see him. She said, nah, that chapter's been gone. I ain't got nothing to do with it, whatever. But she said, look, she said, let me tell you something. She said, back in the day before you probably can't even remember, your daddy, he's like the man that he is now, full of love and passion for God. But it was different back then. Yeah. Like he did it without motive, without money. Yeah. It was just he wanted to live the pure life of God. And she said, now this person that he is now, never wanted that for you.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want you to stay. Basically, she said, I don't want you to become a church folk. I want you to become a spiritual being, but I don't want you to be
religious.
Right.
That's what I don't want.
And I said, where there? Well, she was like, basically, your daddy gonna be in hospice. He gonna die soon. Pick your poison.
Yeah. Well, I wish you had told her that before the daddy got a hold of her. You just was a scene too short. A day late, dollar short. Or,
right.
Yeah, however you said, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so then we see Clarissa. Clarissa, you know, she's the master manipulator too. And she tells Jacob, look, do you think there's going to be a school over in that CCC building?
Yeah, because you need to go on over there and do that thing.
And then we can partner up. We can work together.
Yeah. Jacob said, are you concerned about Isabel? Yeah, she
not
is.
Isabel.
I mean, Alexia. Yeah, you is.
She said, no, of course not. I said, yes, you is.
Yeah, you is.
So then we see Jacob, he's over at the church because this is the first Sunday that Gigi is going to be preaching. He said, I want to see this. I got to be in the building.
Yeah, I got to be in support.
First of all, that guy doing Jacob, they almost like Basketball Wives, Real Housewives of Atlanta. They pick these big events. They want to talk business.
Yeah. Hey, Daddy, come here.
Got something to tell you.
Got something to tell you.
Right before the word, though.
Yeah.
Right before the word. He said, Daddy, I just want to let you know that project that Pastor Skanks got me working on, it's across the street. He said, but I don't think I want to do it. He said, son, go
ahead and do it.
He said, you ain't going to be mad?
He said, nah, it's all part of the plan.
He said, what? He said, you think I handed my only son over to him without a plan? He said, let me tell you something. I'm going to let him build it.
And then we going to march around it 7 times, and it going to all come crumbling down. I said.
Because y'all know in the Bible, 7 means completion.
So Jacob was like, so who plan is it? He said, it ain't my plan. It's the Lord's plan.
Really?
So we going to blame this on the Lord? No, that's you. And you're manipulating ways that you're going to try to take this. What I think what's going to happen is he going to let him build that $40 million church, and they're going to take it from him.
That's what he's going to do. I mean, that's what he said.
I mean, because his son's going to be over it. So, like you said, you're going to be my eyes and ears, so I'm going to find out what he's trying to do against me.
So, Jacob is a pawn.
Yeah, he is a pawn.
And he didn't even realize it. God darn. He's other guy from Power. Never mind.
We
ain't got time to talk about that. Charity. Why Charity is on her feet singing praise and worship at the church when she's supposed to be on bed rest?
Yeah.
But she's singing praise and worship.
And the bishop and the first lady arguing was like,
Did you tell her?
He said, no, I thought you told her.
She said, it's like watching a train wreck.
Yep.
So Charity connects eyes with her husband, and I said, oh, they're going to be all right.
Yeah,
you know,
because it looked like she was singing to him.
She was singing to him, and he was singing, and he was looking at her googly eyes.
All messed up.
I said, wait a minute, Kevin. Go on, Soph. Kevin looks prettier than mine. I like him. So then we see Grace. She takes the pulpit, and she strokes her mama ego before she gets on that pulpit and start preaching. She said, look, y'all notice I ain't called the pastor yet. My mama just preached a wonderful service at the Virtuous Woman.
She brought the house down.
And I ain't even going to try to top that. I said, first lady was like,
yeah, I said, that's how you do it.
Stroke the ego a little bit. So she wanted to come from Romans 3:23, say all have sinned. She said, let's go ahead, let's be real right here. We got some issues in our family. We got somebody that's locked up right now for messing with some children and all this kind of stuff. She said the effects of it is real on my family and the effects of it is real in this church. Can I say, get an amen?
Yep.
She said, but what I want to do right now is I want to have a moment of silence for everybody that's ever been a victim, that's ever had to play a part in something like this, that has to be quiet, that has to carry that burden. We're going to have a moment of silence, because after we take this moment of silence, we ain't going to be silent about it.
No
God, no more.
After today, we're going to be silent. No freaking more.
She said, "Are you ready for a new Calvary?"
Ready for a new thing.
Let me go ahead and reinstall Pastor Grace. Let me anoint her. I'm gonna stand you back up.
But on a serious tip, though, I don't know where I think it was on somewhere on YouTube, and somebody was dealing with people who molest children, and they said even in some places that when you molest a child, they will castrate the men or they'll cut the whole thing right off, thing gone. And they said even after that, they will still continue
it's psychological
to molest women. So they said it is virtually almost impossible for them to come back from that. They say the cases are real low of people actually being redeemed from molestation. And I was just so hurt by that. And I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. So, and Gigi said, if you know somebody that's being molested,
or you yourself,
you need to tell somebody, because when you don't do that, you only set it up for the next person to be victimized by that same person.
That's it. And even if you're a person that's grown and it happened to you in your past and you haven't got over it, it's never too late to get over it. Yeah. You will never forget, but you can be healed from it,
Exactly.
And I think people, how they always say, time heals all wounds. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
That's a lie.
Time makes it less.
Yeah, and it makes it worse. Because you harboring all the hurt, the pain, you thinking something is wrong with you, and
it shapes your life.
So you need to tell somebody about it, somebody that you can trust.
Yeah, the right people. Just don't tell your auntie enough, because let's be real right here. Like they said on Greenleaf, most of the time this happens in your family.
Yeah.
So if you go and tell your auntie, more than likely your auntie is not going to take it nowhere, because more than likely it probably happened to her
too.
Or if it didn't happen to her, she knows somebody that it happened to. So it's a generation of what goes on in this family stays in this family.
Generational curse. And funny as it be, that is real prevalent in the black culture.
That's right.
I can't speak for other cultures because I'm not a part of that, but I know in the black cultures, especially in the previous generations, they always want to hide stuff. And so when people get older, they acting crazy. They can't stay married. They on drugs. They're hurting people, on alcohol real bad. Their life is all screwed up because somebody in their family refused to deal with it. Mm. So. And
we looking at the symptoms and the effects, but we're not looking at what caused it.
Exactly.
Not looking at the diseases on the inside. So.
Yeah. So.
Didn't mean to go off on the plug, but.
But now we can raise an offering, Yeah. Do I have 100 people to give $100
right, we need to
sow into that word?
All right. So First Lady goes to see Mavis. Mavis said, "Hey."
Oh, this was the scene right here.
"You lost?" First Lady said, "Nope, the place smaller than I thought it would be, but anyway."
Shooting shade coming right through the door.
She said, "Look, I'm going to come here and confront you about the role that you played in the demise of me and my family." Mavis said, "Oh, hold on now. Hold on. What we not going to do is you not going to put your skid on me.
Yeah.
You going to own up to your stuff."
That's your stuff. And she did them freaking Medea. She did them Medea. You know how Medea did here? She said, "This."
I said, "Wait a minute." She said, "May, let me tell you something. If anybody is to blame, it's you. You knew when your daughter told you 20 years ago." She said, I didn't know. She said, "You did know. You ain't no different than nobody else out here. Anybody that's been knowing that their brother, husband's father done did something, and you're covering up. You don't want to see it. That's the problem." Yeah. She said,
"Don't
how dare you?" I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "That was Oprah for real, though."
Did so?
That came from a place.
I
said.
And she said, "Matter of fact, get out."
No, and then First Lady said, "Well, what do you know about motherhood? You ain't never born no child. You don't know what it's like to be a mother, to nurture nobody." She said, "But I do know how not to cover stuff like this up. And until you want to get real with yourself, get out.
And come back and talk to me when you want to tell the freaking truth." I said, "Get her, Mavis. Get her, Mavis." Yeah, she hit her. Yeah, she couldn't even say nothing. She just turned around, tucked her freaking tail between her legs, and went on out the door.
Went right on out the door. So then we see the granddaddy, Gregory. Dick Gregory.
Over
And
at the new nursing home.
he said he wanted to see his girls before he died. Grace was like,
That probably ain't even gonna happen.
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, they hate you, player.
He said, they don't care about me. Mac ain't care nothing, give a rat's a about me either.
She said, well, you ain't did. He gave you money every time he went against everybody. He was like, that was hush money.
She said, what you talking about? He said, come here. You know how old people, when they want to tell you something, they want you to come real close?
Yeah.
He said, let me tell you something.
You sure you want to know?
He said, do you remember First Baptist? Back when you were a little girl? She said, what vaguely?
I vaguely remember.
He said, remember the fire and the caretaker? That wasn't no act of God.
It's like, what?
He said, did Uncle Mac burn
Burn
somebody up?
in the church?
Or did Bishop burn somebody up? What happened?
It got to be freaking Uncle Mac because he the one paying the hush money. So he had to have something to do with it.
Uncle Mac is also
hiding something for the bishop too.
So I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
I said, So we see Sophia. She finally leaving. Daddy don't came to pick her up. It was really sad to me.
Yeah, because she didn't want to go.
But she didn't look all that. She looked like she don't had enough faith put into her.
Yeah.
That she could withstand this storm.
That she a soldier in the army of the Lord.
So when she pulls off, she looking back at her mama looking at her pull on out the driveway, a scene from The Color Purple. Mm-hmm. And I wait for
don't think you separate us from it.
I would wait for Zora, the weed explorer, to go out there. So Gigi is standing there just watching it. You can tell her heart is breaking. First Lady comes down the step, looks and turns to her and said, this is exactly how I feel every day.
It's like, what?
I said, is that supposed to be words of comfort?
Yeah.
Then I was trying to figure out what she was talking about because she was like, every day. So every day says faith or every day, every day. Yeah, so what are we talking about here?
I don't know.
So we're going to sum it up and just say maybe that's how she felt when Gigi left.
Yeah.
And now this is how she feels every day now that faith is dead.
Gone. Yeah, I guess that's what she's talking about.
I don't know because with the First Lady, she's something.
Yeah.
You can't really figure her out.
She's another version of the Monica.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if she that bad.
That's why I say another version. Maybe she like a step down. Just a small step down from her.
So then we see Popo pulling up.
Wide open too. They come around the corner like Pinky.
They pull up like they was going to Chris Brown's house. I'm not over it. Nah. I'm sorry.
Nah.
And I said, well, what the hell? So Gigi looking like, what the hell? And they paying up to the window.
And Bishop peeping through the window like, oh Lord, they coming. They done got me. They done got me.
So Grace looking like, what the hell is going on
And
here?
guess who got out the freaking car?
Uncle Mac.
In a brand new suit, tailor-made. I was like, he had to tell to get out. He ready to get out.
And Gigi said, what are you doing here? He said. And he just sat there and smiled and snarled at her. Walked up the steps. And First Lady was standing in front of the door. He kind of positioned himself where she had to move. When she moved so that he can get in the door, he reached over.
And kissed her.
Kissed her on her cheek. And him and the police officers went inside. And Bishop heard him close the goddamn curtain. And that was the freaking season finale of Greenleaf.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out how in the world they was going to do a cliffhanger. Because at first I was like...
It was all coming together.
I was like, it was just coming together, coming full circle. And then, boom, then that come along.
Well, we thank you all for rocking out with us. This has actually been the hardest review for us because it's the latest.
Yeah.
It's almost midnight.
Yeah, with that said, Oprah, the producers, the writers, anybody that's affiliated with their own network, next season, put this bad boy on at 8 or 9 o'clock, or
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time, or like y'all did, like 1 or 2 episodes where you put it out there early, a few days early
on the app.
You can even do that. That'll help out all. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for all the reviewers that'll make it easier for us because we sending traffic your way and making people interested in the show. So do that for us. We greatly appreciate it.
Because if not, I'm not reviewing it next season.
We
can't. We can't.
Freaking Power do it. Power come on. Freaking they upload it early in the morning on Sunday morning, so you got all day to watch it.
Basically.
Yeah. So it was a great season.
Yeah.
It was a great season, and I can't wait for season 2.
Well, you can keep talking to him. I'm going to bed. All right, straight from VA.
The dirty South.